again, all my fellow positive thinkers. Mr. Positive here again, aka Ken Bossone. I want to give credit, of course, to Diane Hanks, who helps put this together with all the special effects that she does to make this possible for your viewing pleasure. The last time we met, I ended by telling you that I would tell you about the place where you can go that there are no problems. And I'll continue where I left off with our friend George. And I had said to George, what seems to be the problem? He said, oh, it's these problems, nothing but problems. And he got so exercised in the matter that he quite forgot to whom he was talking, and he began to castigate these problems vitriolically, using thereby in the process, I'm sorry to say, a great many theological terms, although he didn't put them together in a theological manner, I assure you. But I knew what he meant all right, for he had the power to communicate. So I said, well, George, would you like to get rid of these problems? Oh, he said, and hell, if you'll just get me rid of these problems, I'll love you the rest of my life. Well, I said, I was in an area on professional business, if I may thus characterize it, where the head man told me that by actual count, there were over 100,000 people, and not one of them had a problem. The first enthusiasm suffused his countenance and lit his face as he said, boy, that's for me. Lead me to this place. I said, okay, you asked for it. It's Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx. And not one of those people has a problems. For them, life's fitful fever's over. They rest from their labors. They couldn't care less what you and I read in the newspapers or watch on TV or hear on the radio, but they are dead. It therefore follows in logical sequence, I believe, that the more problems you have, the more alive you are. As a matter of fact, I would even go so far as to say that the person with 10 tough man-sized problems is twice as alive as the poor, apathetic, miserable soul that only has 5. And those of you here today that have no problems whatsoever, I warn you, you're on the way out and you don't know it. The minute this video is over, you better go to your room and shut the door and get down on your knees and pray to the Lord and say to the Lord, Lord, what's the matter? Don't you trust me anymore? Send me some problems. You know, I wonder what's come over the great breed of Americans. We are the descendants of a great breed of people who had problems and had problems aplenty. But did they whine and whimper and crawl around on their knees, holding out their hands to some so-called benevolent government, asking that they be taken care of? Not on your life. They took care of themselves, and they built the greatest economy in the history of mankind. The question now is, has the breed run out? No, I don't believe it has. And so next time I'm going to talk to you about one of those breeds, however, who thinks that the great American dream is over. So we'll continue next time, and you'll find out what happened with that interesting gentleman. When we talked before, I gave you some interesting tips on stress relief. And here's the first tips that I gave you. I told you about twirling these exercise balls, and they give a twirling sound. And also, if you look on the bottom, you'll see that your blood vessels are moving. And so what it's actually doing is pumping blood to your heart so that your blood gets to your heart better. But it's a very relaxing twirl. The second tip that I gave you was put a pencil, if you're facing stress, put a pencil between your teeth, but don't bite down. Hold it there, and what it does is it relaxes your muscles. So that what happens is when you do have stress, you tighten your jaw muscles, and the stress eventually goes up into your forehead and the rest of your head and your temples. And that's where you get stress-related problems. So again, okay, between your teeth, but don't bite down. The third thing that I've got for you is this little honey here. This is a stress and tension bathing soap, okay? Mineral bath soap therapy relieves stress and tension. Now, this probably would be best for women because they love to bathe. But if you can find yourself this kind of a soak, mineral bath soak, and soak in your bathtub until your water is to the point where it's not warm anymore. You want to get out after that. You don't want to be in cold water. Too much of a shock for you. If you men want to do it, sure, why not? But this is great for women, is this little honey here. Now, by the way, I'm a big garage sale junkie. I love my garage sales on Saturdays. And so I found this at a garage sale at somebody's house on a Saturday. And I was a little disappointed because I asked them if I could use their bathtub to check it out, and they said no. So anyway, I'm sure it works. So anyway, it was great seeing you again. This is a little bit shorter than it has been, but that'll give us more time to do some other things. But I want to leave you with this. We had a fabulous interview with one of the last remaining Tuskegee Airmen from World War II, the all-black pilots. They were nicknamed the Red Tails. Lieutenant Colonel Hiram E. Mann. And Lieutenant Colonel Hiram E. Mann is also a PhD. Very, very interesting fellow. I met with him for lunch, I guess it was about 2 months ago or so, and we had a great conversation. I inducted him into the World Positive Thinkers Club. You know, folks, there's a real hero. There's a man that fought for his country. He got married in 1940, his lovely bride. He had been married for 70 years, and he volunteered to go in the Air Force to fight for his country. That's quite a sacrifice, and you really want to listen to our conversation we have with Colonel Mann. If you go to the Facebook page and go to World Positive Thinkers Club page, you can scroll down and you'll see Colonel Mann when he was a lieutenant back in World War II in front of his airplane. And just click the link and you will see, or listen rather, to our conversation with Lieutenant Colonel Hiram Mann. What a neat guy. It was a lot of fun talking with that man. So anyway, thanks again for being with us, and as always, think positive. That's an order.